Hello and welcome back to Clownfish TV. It is me, Geeky Sparkles, and it is just me for this video because Kneon is elsewhere. But I wish he was here because we're going to talk about Lara Croft and Tomb Raider, and he's more of a gamer than I was. I'm familiar with it back in the day, and I've watched the movies with Angelina Jolie, but he knows more about it than I do. That being said, I have seen the pictures of Sophie Turner as Lara Croft, and honestly, I don't think she looks bad. I mean, she's not as busty as Angelina Jolie, but she looks pretty close to the original game design. There's a picture someone has here where she has the glasses. That's not in this one, but there's one that she has the glasses and stuff like that in the original game. And GameStop's kind of stuck their foot in it because they made a post saying this is not Lara Croft. And now they're getting roasted. They're getting a lot of people who agree with them too. It's just a funny juxtaposition of people on the spectrum on this. But I'm not so much worried about the way she looks as I am about the content of the show, because it's Phoebe Waller-Bridge. We all know how her track record, you know, with Bond and then like Indiana Jones and now this. I have a lot of concerns in those regards, because 10 to 1 she's gonna do what she usually does, and it's gonna be some feminist bullshit. Not that, you know, Lara Croft wasn't already she's a strong female character already, but you know they're gonna insert a lot of that type of, you know, same old storytelling the last 10 years into it. That's what I'm concerned about. So before we get into it any further, please like and subscribe. If you do, I'll give you a woohoo, and we're gonna talk about it. So yeah, as I said, GameStop put this up yesterday, and it said this is not Lara Croft, because IGN had posted a look of her, because they're filming it now, which we're going to talk about the whole debacle behind that here in a minute too. Did not go well. It did. I love this. It could be worse. They put Pedro Pascal. True, because this seems like they put Pedro Pascal in everything. Pedro Pascal or Zendaya. Then they have Angelina Jolie. This is Lara Croft. I mean, I really like the movies with Angelina Jolie, and she's got more up the chest, but Sophie Turner looks more like the Lara Croft character from the game. I mean, that's funny. They're mad because of this. Let's be honest. There wasn't enough. But, you know, you're going to be hard pressed to find a woman that has pointy boobs like that anyway. I love this comment. Lara Croft 2001 versus 2026. And it's from Hackers. So, that was funny. I like that one. They're talking about people like Angelina Jolie is irreplaceable. I agree. I like the Angelina Jolie, but the reality is they're going to do another version of it, which personally just let it rest. They've already done another one before this and it didn't work either. You can't get the same people back because Angelina Jolie that ship has sailed. You know, at this point, she's not really doing much there anymore. And even then, it's been years since she did that. Yeah, I feel like there's something missing, but we can't grasp it. It's basically everybody's mad because her chest is too flat. So it's funny that GameStop is getting involved in this whole debacle, especially since they're closing more stores down, and they're going to be closing 400 stores total. And we have the whole thing with the new guy at CEO that his pay package, he could get billions of dollars if he can get the company valuation up, and all the drama we've talked about before. So while this is going on, they're trying to increase engagement, in my opinion. They're putting this up because they knew it was controversial and it would get them a lot of clicks and engagement, and it worked. You know, I mean, I expected a lot more engagement than this, but it's working. 12 million views, 2.5 thousand retweets, 26,000 likes. It's working for what they want it to work, how they want it to work. But it's causing all these places to come in and say about, you know, oh, here's the reaction, according to Newsweek, GameStop's reaction to Sophie Turner sparks backlash. Are they going to blame it on, you know, misogyny? Controversy began when IGN posted a promotional still from the Prime Video adaptation revealing Turner and Croft's signature tactical gear. It looks like the character. GameStop's official X account reposted the image alongside the blank caption, "This is not Lara Croft." Netflix has reached out to GameStop for comment, but they haven't got any. It ignited backlash, many accusing the retailer of taking an unnecessary swipe at the casting. Artist and game developer, I don't know how to say his name, Sean G, responded saying, "Why is GameStop incel posting?" Here we go. Why are they incel posting? It went viral and amassed hundreds of thousands of views. Others defend Turner and point out the striking similarities between the costume designs and early iterations of the character. That's what I noticed. I mean, she looks like the original version of the character minus the chest. And that's where I think people are getting mad about, is the lack of boobage. Be fair, though, with someone with big boobs, they get in the way. they're going to definitely make your shooting time slower because you got to get your arm out. You have to get around those suckers, you know, and stuff like that. I'm just telling you, they aren't the glorious thing that you think they are if you're the one that has them. One commenter said, am I being gaslit here? This is Lara Croft. Seeing an adaptation already pay this much homage and detail has me excited. Meanwhile, some users pivoted the moment into a critique of GameStop itself. YouTuber Cody Leach mocked the retailer by reposting photos of toy-filled store shelves and captioning them, "This is not a gaming store." I saw that. That was pretty funny, actually. The upper underscores the high expectations and intense scrutiny surrounding one of the gaming's most iconic characters. Personally, I think you guys all missed the obvious, where you could have been like, "It's ma'am," but you didn't do that one. At least not that I've seen. You could have used the "it's ma'am" in some way. Now they're talking about Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who serves as creator, writer, and executive producer. This is where I'm more concerned. Not so much as how the character looks, because I think she looks pretty close to the original source material. But, you know, yeah, they're talking about Angelina Jolie, you know, played her back, what was that, the early 2000s? Because the game was made in 1996, so we're talking years ago. And they're talking about the TV show. They started filming it. Now, what's interesting was Amazon greenlit the project in May of 2024. But as of last March, people were debating whether or not it was even going to get made, because there was talk that they weren't going to move forward with it. There was someone spoke to Puck, a former Amazon MGM exclusive, that Jen Salk said that there was nothing done in 3 years. She said that Waller-Bridge produced nothing for the Tomb Raider series for 3 years. Salk renewed the deal for another 3 years, during which nothing is still produced. Okay, so she started working on it in 2019. It wasn't officially greenlit to 2024, but they were paying, we've talked about this before, they were paying Bridge like a first look deal. Originally it was an exclusive deal, and then they switched to first look. I think that's when they switched to 3 years. But they're talking about how, you know, she did Fleabag with Phoebe Waller-Bridge then. And now we're spending years and there's no script. She said Waller-Bridge has been working on, this is what Puck News said, and Salk was personally announcing another series pickup last May. It's now gone through 2 writers' rooms and tens of millions of dollars in development costs, and there was no script. I guess it was last March. So they said they might replace her because she wasn't doing her job. And we know before that, she was kind of alluding that she was going to go into that whole feminist bullshit. We're going to reimagine it as, you know, in her vision, which we all know how great that would be. And then there was talk she was gone. It went from that to, oh, they're going to start filming, and now they're filming. So in the span of a few months, there was no script, and now there's suddenly a script and they're filming. How good of a script is it? That's what I want to know. So, you know, everybody's concerned right now about how Sophie Turner looks. I'm not so much concerned about that as I'm concerned about how is the show going to be. And if the script wasn't written as of May or March of last year, and then it was suddenly going into production the end of last year, beginning of this year, how good is it going to be with the script? 2 writers' rooms? And then you hadn't had a script, now you suddenly do? That seems kind of like concerning as far as I'm concerned. I mean, that's more questionable to me than a lot of the other stuff. But like, I've been seeing some of the posts, the one about the GameStop, I think, yeah, here. This is not a gaming store. It's making fun of the pop vinyls and the purses and things like that. Oh, here's the one about why is GameStop incel posting? And they're like, oh, it's got hundreds of thousands of whatever. And it's like, well, you compare the two. Actually, GameStop had a lot more because it had like 12.some million views. And is there a lot of people commenting? 141. Let's see. They're saying, if you're about to type an angry reply, just know that I'm inebriated. I will not take you seriously whatsoever. So I'm going to start shit talking and I'm going to claim I'm drunk because I'll get a boost in views, which will get me more money from X. They're correct. Objectively, they aren't. They're correct. Not everything is incel posting. Love Sophie Turner, but she's not it. Then again, the movie's not out yet. It's more about the phrasing of "this is not Lara Croft," which has been borrowed from these kind of low effort engagement bait tourist posts, says this guy who's, I think, doing the same kind of thing, especially with his "I'm drunk, so it doesn't matter what you say." That's usually a sign of I'm doing the same thing. Difference of opinion must be an incel, so retarded. If that's what I meant, I should have said that. I have to post this for the millionth time. Men finding women beautiful wasn't porn brain. They fought wars for beautiful women long before porn existed. Yeah, I agree. Of course, everything with these people is automatically you're an incel or whatever. you know, everybody's gonna have a different opinion, and that's fine. You can like it or you cannot like it. Personally, I have no opinion one way or the other. I think she looks like the character in the game. That being said, minus the chest. That being said, I'm gonna hold reserved judgment till I see more about what the story is gonna be, because that's where my biggest concern is. Given who's behind the show, I'm more concerned about that than anything else. I mean, she looks the way she looks, but the last girl didn't look anything like Lara Croft, in my opinion. So it's already an improvement there. What do you think? Do you think she looks good? Do you think, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you think she needs bigger boobs. Is you're concerned about how she looks? Is you're concerned about how the show's going to be? What are your thoughts on that? Comment and let us know, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.